I'm 2.5 hours drive away from Accra, and I'm in Assindumpim. And this is the Kenville mansion. It belongs to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, who is a member of parliament, a businessman, a philanthropist, and a very interesting character, full of inspiration from the younger generation. Well, what I'm going to do today is just to have a free-flowing chat with him, as usual, on Autograph. You come with me. Thank you very much for staying here with us on Autograph here on the Joy Prime channel on Multi TV. Of course, it's a Saturday night and we're going to spice up the evening because I trust that we're going to have a very interesting discussion because of the personality involved here. I'm sure that you were wondering whom I was talking about. Well, it's the ever-present Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Honorable, thank you very much for your time here.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Sure. I got in here today and I saw loads of people standing in front of your gate. That's first. And then I got to appreciate some of the individual situations. I saw a young lady, I think she's in her teens. She hadn't attended school for 1 year. And this is one of many people who come to you on a daily basis. How do you manage all of that?
Well, let me explain to you why I do that. You know, because I was born in Brebie, I went through difficulties or challenges to get to where I am. And I admire two of my classmates. Two of them, Stephen Yamiche and Philip Inkum. They're very sharp guys. We took their common entrance and they did better than me. But their parents could not take them to school. One of them went to stay at Dunkwa on Ofe, and he was a shoemaker. The other, then our head teacher, sponsored him to go to training college. And it took him so long to go to university. So I realized we lost a lot of talents. We wasted their talents and all those things. And therefore, I learned from that and said, look, let me give opportunity to, kids in this area, those who are good, we encourage them. And you never know, one day they also be somebody. So what you witness today, in actual fact, she's not from this constituency. They've come to stay here. And then where she comes from falls under Honorable K.T. Amon, Asqua, Adansi Asqua. But it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have the talents, if you are brilliant, we shouldn't let you stay home like that. And a pretty young girl like that, if she's not helped, within the next 2-3 years, we'll have a child. And that will be the beginning of her life, poverty, right there. When I saw the grades and where she attended school, I think if she's given opportunity, she will do very well. That's why I ignore whether it's from the constituency or not. She's a Ghanaian, and therefore I have to help. I've done that to a couple of people, and they are now doing well. I remember one day I finished program at Peace. Those days they were at the Achimota area. Yeah. And a gentleman came with a mother to see me. When I saw the grace, I said, wow, and you mean you've stayed home for 1 year? I said, yes.
This one had also stayed home for 1 year?
Yes, with 7 A's.
7 A's?
Yes. So I said, hell no, you got to go to school. What do you want to do? He said, pharmacy. I said, okay. I paid. And the guy got first class pharmacy. He came to my house and said, the only thing I want from you is to attend my graduation. Unfortunately, I was going to America. But the guy brought his pictures and everything. I mean, really show appreciation for what I've done for him. I'm giving that example because he's not from my constituency. I've helped guys, another boy from this constituency. I took him to Adsado College. Second year, he did the November, had 7 A's and a B. So he didn't go to third year, went straight to university, and he had first class. Now he works for Fidelity Bank.
Wow.
I have a guy, medical doctors, I've helped a couple of them.
That's very, very interesting. But I realize also that people go overboard in trying to seek help. And like I said, I've seen some of it for myself. There are those who come with all sorts of situations, and you realize that some of them don't even want to push themselves. They come, and all they want to do is take from you.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I ask a silly question, just make fun of them and say, when you were having sex with your husband or your wife, did you think that Kennedy Agyapong, the MP, was going to take care of your responsibility? That is your responsibility right there. But you know, sometimes when you look at the situation, then you have to help. Others also go overboard, like what you saw here. The lady who came to me brought a bill for her son, 600 Ghana cedis. I paid. Then you sit here again and tell me you need to go and put that. I'm sorry. There are 3 young guys, I turned them down. They're coming from St. Andrews, whatever, secondary school. They brought their school fees for me to pay. In the first place, who took you to school? Your father knows very well, or your mother knows very well that this is a private school and decided to take you. I don't think any parent will do that and ask you to come. If the parent has challenge, they will come to me with the child. But not students, 3 of them, they brought their school fee. You think I'm a kid? That I'm not going to do it. A lady who came here, she's working as a husband, you have a baby. Now you say you are doing long distance and I have to pay. How much is long distance? You have to work hard. See, when we were in school, as far back as Form 1 in Adisadu College, on vacation, I'll come to my mother's shop at Okanshi, took some of the things and sell. I was hawking on the street with it. Here's PK Chocolate, Tatra, Nazet, here's Rob. Okay, we went to Germany. I was washing plates, although I'd finished this form. You know, you needed to do something to survive. These people shift their responsibilities on politicians. They don't challenge themselves. They don't do anything. The slightest challenge they have, they go to their MP. You see, by helping you, that instantly doesn't mean I'm doing you a favor or I'm doing you good for the future. No. I have to sometimes tell them the truth. That look, it doesn't come easy. I was driving taxi in America. I work at gas station. I work at bakery. I went to university at the age of 33. It has not been simple and easy like that. I don't know what has become of Ghanaians that, you know, everything they are going to their MP. That's why I didn't want to go again, honestly.
Wow. You don't want to go stand in your constituency anymore?
I'm tired, you know. Honestly,
Why?
I'm tired.
Why?
But why? I'm a human being with this pressure. You have these guys who came, ambulance service. They have a genuine case. They've appealed to Ministry of Health for ties for their ambulance. They don't have it. The region doesn't have it. Now constituency, they fall on the MP. I decided to give them the check because I may be a victim one day and there will be no ambulance. That is why I gave them the check. I think of tomorrow, what can happen to me. And you know, at my father's funeral, when they offered their services, I was wondering why we need an ambulance service. But truly, we had about 7 people that collapsed and we needed their service. So today, they come and they said their ties are not, you know, they've worn out. I have to help. I did not give my company check and gave my personal check to them because here, the way they do politics, whatever I do, even out of my own pocket, NDC will go and sit there and say that I use common fund, I use this. That is why I gave them my personal check. And again, even a company check, MP doesn't hold any check for government.
Now, that brings another very interesting thing that happens during campaigning for you, the MPs. One thing that we understand is that sometimes you, members of parliament, fund each other, your friends. So sometimes you even fund each other across board on the other side of the political divide. Is that true?
Not election time. Probably, maybe their own internal elections. Then they will need your assistance. You know, if it's your friend, you help. But not on general election now. MPP will go and fund NDC or NDC will go and fund MPP. That honestly,
I see.
It won't happen.
You took me around on this massive, luxurious mansion with a lot of, acreage. I realized that the furnishing is just made of ideas from all over the world. You just replicate ideas that you see from all over the world.
Yeah.
How and why is that?
It's because of exposure. I've traveled far and wide, and any nice thing that I see, I put it here. And any opportunity given to me, I want to create or replicate. See, it is not only the classroom work that will make you successful. And why we have myopic thinkers, especially politicians, they are so myopic because when you travel with some of the politicians, excuse me, I have to goof a bit. When you travel with them, instead of staying in a good hotel, they want to keep their per diem, stay in the Ibis hotel for 40, give them bunk bed. What would you learn from bunk bed hotel? You see, the swimming pool is a first-class hotel. I slept at Ramabat, somewhere in India, and I saw the concept. It was so romantic. I said, okay, I'll do this. Okay? I've been to Dubai, I've been to South Africa, England, US. Wherever I go, I stay in the hotel. I pick the nice things, the deco and everything, the combination. So it's all about, when we're growing up, they say travel and see. When you live in Ghana here, it's like, they say in a blind man's world, one-eyed man is a king.
King, yeah.
But when you go out there, when everybody has two eyes to see what you are seeing, then, I have a book about Dubai, the king. It was just a fishing harbor, Dubai. And the whole Emirates is, only Dubai does not have oil. But today, they are filthy rich because of his vision. The way he has built Dubai, and all over the world, everybody is going there to spend money.
You're sitting here on this very massive property, and within here we've got 30 plus rooms and counting. And you're looking forward to doing other things across, here.
Yeah, my reason, in fact, growing up, I said to myself, the most beautiful property, I'll put it in my hometown. Why I did that is two reasons. First, you might call it massive if I wish I could do more than that. Why I have done this, two things. That I want to die, but my name will not die. As for death, it will surely happen. But some people have died and their names still exist. And I want to be one of them. Because what if I'm given even 10 years more, you see what I'm going to do here. People have done it. I have seen it. And I'm challenging myself.
So what do you want to do here over this 1 mile stretch on each side?
Yeah. I have a small river here. I want to dam it and put a boat on it, like a man-made lake. Okay, for tourists, put a boat on it. I did a similar thing in Ashanti region. For last week, they even called me. They frustrated me and I stopped. But now, I think the chief has a foresight. Said, no way. You have to come back, take the land, develop it, and whatever percentage you want to give us. Here, I want to have the zoo. Ghana, we don't have any nice place, zoo and all those things. So I want to have a zoo here. I want to create the artificial lake and put a boat on it. I'm going to build a minimum 400-room hotel, then the golf course on the left. Why I want to do that is that if you go to South Africa, there's a place called Sun City.
Of course.
You drive from Johannesburg to Sun City, it's about 2.5 hours. If you don't meet any traffic at Kaswa, and you're driving from Accra to this place, it's 2.5 hours. But for somebody to drive 2.5 hours to come here, it should worth the driving.
Sure.
And therefore, I have to make the place exclusive and still affordable.
I see.
For people to come.
I see.
So we're going to have a golf course here. Maybe after my death, my children will take over. They'll have their tournament here. Yeah, and they'll drive all the way to my village. If I'm able to do that, my name will linger on for a very long time.
And that surely is going to create a lot of employment around here.
Yeah, employment.
Now, and talk about all of these dreams and all of that. What kind of, mentality did you have as a child who had not the best of circumstances, who did not have a smooth,
Let me give you a funny story. I think if you think I'm successful, then I'll give credit to girls who dogged me.
Okay.
Girls. Growing up, I went to a boys' school. But one day, went to vacation classes at West Africa. That's mixed school. Everybody coming in. And
West Africa Secondary School in Adenta,
right.
in Accra.
Right,
All
vacation classes. And I remember we're in Form 4, we were now being introduced to economics.
I see.
And I remember the man's name, the teacher is called Mensa. He asked, what is opportunity cost? And about 200 and something students, nobody could define opportunity cost. When I defined it, he asked a question, what school? And I said, at the Saudi College. And he said, no wonder. I got a lot of girls,
I see.
And one of them came to my house. When she came, my stepfather was a bodyguard, whatever. And if you've read No Longer at Ease, Chinua Achebe, he described the first time he bought a seat. He said, me and my wife.
Okay.
That's what my stepfather had at home. Unfortunately for me, one of the legs of the chairs was broken.
And you didn't know?
We put it there, but I forgot. The lady came, she sat on it and fell, and she was exposed. Okay. She felt maybe, those days, thought maybe I was setting her up. She did not understand poverty because she was living at a Salam Down, very beautiful house. But because of my brains, she gave me opportunity, and poverty I goofed. She fell. I apologized to her, but she didn't take it kindly at all. I went with her to her house and all those things. When she entered, that was it. The next day I went there, she just slammed the gate. And
that was the end?
That was the end. Second one, after, I think I was in lower 6, where they have the CPP head office at the Salam Down, Mango Tree Avenue.
Sure.
That's where the girl was staying. I was so excited because I was a sixth former. That's so. I bought my sneakers from Bonsu Brothers. I felt so good. And this girl, anytime I went there, wherever I was sitting with her, we come, the mother likes me. We're not doing anything anyway, just the fun of it to have a girl. This time, she finished Form 5, but while she was there, I gave her one of my books, A Consummate Easy, by B.A. Menu. Tia Ahmadi. I love that book. I like economics. So I realized the book is still good for lower 6. So when she finished Accra High, I was going there to collect it. I got there was such a gorgeous guy sitting there with the girl. She did not even get up. So I just walked past them, went to the mother and the siblings. We were talking about 1 hour. She would not even talk to me. So I sent the sister to go and tell her, I need that book. She sent the sister back to go and check her trunk if she would find it. The girl couldn't find it. I said, okay, I'm leaving. So I will mention the girl, the sister likes me a lot, so she was so embarrassed. So on my way, she escorted me and all the way to bus stop. I was staying at Silver Cup area.
In Kokomlemle.
In Kokomlemle. Then I told the sister, tell your sister that one day I will be somebody. I was there packing my things to go to school the next day. Then the girl came. What did you tell my sister? Those days, they were now building Jolu. Say, you need to see that guy's house. The father, when you enter their house, they have a full carpet. They call it wall-to-wall carpet. I did not even understand what is wall-to-wall carpet. She talked. I said, Janet, I'm telling you, one day I'll be somebody. Third one. In upper six, there's a girl, in fact, she came about 4 weeks ago. She's an accountant in England. This girl, and all this while we're not doing anything, just my girl. We were taking African traditional religion, West African traditional religion. Then they call me professor. My RS master calls me professor. So the first exam was New Testament, paper 1. When we did it, in the night before, I learned so that I think exams time I get headache and I'll be teaching my classmates. I'll take the board, I'll do the past questions and Sure. So group were there and all the questions we treated that night dropped. 12 questions. I could answer all of them. So the RS master came in there. The girl answered only 2 questions and did this. Slept. Said, how? The master came and said, professor, your girlfriend is sleeping. So we finished the paper 1. Then paper 2, honestly, in Winneba Secondary School, the Form 5 and Upper 6, they opened the classrooms. Fortunately for her, that day we were doing the paper 2. There was a Form 5 guy who did not have any paper. So I went to sit behind the girl and I started teaching them. So I'll quote, go nowhere among the Gentiles, go to the lordship of the house of Israel. That is peculiaristic aspect of Matthew. No, saying all these things, then I drew the attention of all the students who were doing the paper. You know what happened to me? When they said stop work, I had treated only 2 of my questions. That's how come, because I did November and had B, and still I had B because of that girl.
And you were teaching her.
Yes.
That's wrong.
And
that's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. That is why I'm telling you a story. So when they said stop work, I panicked and I released as if I was making love to a woman. I swear to God. With all this, the girl went to university. I went to hustle in America. After college, when I asked her to come and visit me, she said, well, as for my family, they will not allow me to marry anybody who is not a graduate. I said, what? You that I taught? You? Okay. So with all this poverty thing and experience, I said, look, me, one day, I'll be somebody.
Have you met any of them?
Yes. This one came about 4 weeks ago, and I took her to dinner. And I teased her a lot, say, yo, babe, you goof.
Interesting character.
The second one, she came to her father's funeral and needed a car. So I took the car to her. Then she told the brother, this is my former boyfriend. And the brother said, what? Are you stupid? I said, so she was going to explain. I said, madam, please, don't even go there before I tell you everything. But, I don't hold anything against them because it prepared me for a better future.
And it challenged you.
Yeah. So I'm cool.
I'm surely having a wonderful time as usual. And you can only get it here on Autograph, where we profile your favorite people and bring you their lifestyles. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is my guest here. We'll do another round of commercials, and after that, we come back for some more revelations right here on Autograph. You know you have to stay right there, don't you? Thank you for staying with me here on Autograph. And of course, once again, my guest is Honorable Ken Agyapong. And he's a businessman, philanthropist, and a politician as well. And a father of many, I must add that. What do you say to those who describe you as a braggart?
Well, it's all because, I would say with all due respect, some of them are not that exposed and they have not seen certain things, human beings have done elsewhere in the world. So when you're talking about it, they think you are bragging. And I don't blame them because of our culture. I mean, our system do not encourage, especially the young ones, to come out.
Sure.
Because growing up, when early
people are
having conversation,
yeah.
and you, a young boy, goes there, they'll ask you to go back,
Yeah.
It doesn't encourage them to be confident.
I'm wondering where you developed all of the confidence from, and I'm also wondering how come it is that you are relatively more open about what you've done, your net worth, your property, your businesses, how much they're worth, and all of that. Because regularly when we see a very successful businessman or a politician like yourself, they're always very, they always shy away from talking about those things.
Yeah. First of all, I do that because I'm a politician.
All right.
Not a businessman as such. A lot of Ghanaians look up to their politicians. So I want to tell my story for them to emulate my footsteps or whatever I've done. But unfortunately, this side of the world, when you begin to talk about even your lifestyle, then some people have a problem. And I think it's all because I'm a politician, and I have a loud mouth when it comes to politics. So it makes it difficult for people to comprehend whatever I say. But in actual fact, whatever I do, I just come out with certain things for people, to encourage, especially the youth, to take their destiny into their own hands. But sometimes it's misconstrued. I know in this country, they misconstrue confidence to be arrogance. It answers your first question. People think I'm braggart. People think you are too known. It's all because I have confidence. So they misconstrue confidence to be arrogance. And I don't have any evil intention telling people who I am, but I say that with good intention for especially the young men and women coming up to take their destiny into their own hands. Now you are here in my village. We'll probably go there for you to see where I was born and bred, where I attended my primary education and all those things. So wherever you are today, you let the youth know that, look, you can make it. And I always tell the young ones who create opportunities for themselves by coming to me that your future will be better than mine because you are lucky to be born in the city. Now, those of us coming from the village, it's like one born on the hilltop and the other in the valley. The one in the valley climbing up to the hilltop is very difficult. But there are two scenarios. The one on the hilltop, instead of looking up to do more,
he looks
down. That is where they have a problem. Because you see a lot of rich people, their children, when they die and leave them properties, they misuse it. They are those on the hilltop looking down. Those born in the valley want to climb up. And to climb up from that valley to the hilltop, and what literature in Macbeth calls it multitudinous incarnadine. Waves, like waves. You go up, you drop, then you get up. So by the time you get to the hilltop, you have had a lot of experience. That makes you a perfect man when it comes to taking decisions and how to run your business.
Now, talk about business. You do all sorts of businesses. You are into real estate. You're a media owner, and you have businesses all over the world as well. So I'm glad I'm having this conversation with you because at least I'll get to know one or two things that people don't regularly do. Do you know what your net worth is? All sorts of businesses. You are into real estate. You're a media owner, and you have businesses all over the world as well. So I'm glad I'm having this conversation with you because at least I'll get to know one or two things that people don't regularly do. Do you know what your net worth is?
My daughter After first degree, I asked her to come and work for me for about a year before she goes back to do her master's. And she said, oh, I want to work at the senator's office. I asked, which senator? And he said, New York senator, the black guy. What's his name? I've forgotten.
Okay.
Then he was talking plenty. So I said, look, girl, I sit in Africa and send $52,000 a year to pay your school fees. You are going to work for this senator or a mayor. Do you know how much they're worth? And I can assure you, with the exception of Bloomberg, I think I'm richer than any politician in America. So check. So I asked her to Google. And when he saw the figures, I just told her, you see the problem you have? I don't think that senator...
Okay, so you pay 52,000 US dollars for her alone?
Yeah, school fees, yes.
I see.
I see. So I just said that to her, And the brother, I also encouraged him to come.
So how much? How much are we looking at?
No, I'll not tell you. First, I would have done that easily. But from that 108 properties that I mentioned and the comments they make, with all due respect, let me reserve that.
We'll get into that later on.
Okay.
But you mentioned children. You've got 13 children.
Yeah.
13 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you plan to have 13 children, or
I plan to have more, but now school fees is too much for me. So
I see. How come?
I love kids.
How does school fees become too much for you, who's very successful and
You see, why it is too much is that with all these kids, whether they are madam kids or I fooled around and made them, they are all equal kids to me. That I have to give every child equal opportunity. And that equal opportunity is not easy. I sit here. This year, 2 girls are going to university. One has not decided which of the schools she's going to go. She has a lot of admissions. One has settled on Maryland. There's one already in Southern California Institute of Architecture. The one doing the master's in Columbia. So this year alone, the university, I'll pay not less than $230,000 on their school fees. What happens is that if the child, the Social Security in the American system, when they punch the father's Social Security, right there, they are disqualified for everything.
I see.
Yeah.
So they're not able to do any scholarships or anything?
Well, scholarship, one of them has scholarship to go to Pittsburgh, full scholarship to do neuroscience.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants to be a neurosurgeon, so she's going to do neuroscience.
Okay.
But she has other better schools than, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And she didn't get the scholarship. And the school fees alone is $61,000. That's a choice. I have to do it. Okay?
I see.
So you see, like that. Then comes to those in the high schools, ranging, I would say, averagely $16,000 each a year. It's not easy. Okay. So if you don't plan and you continue to make kids.
And you plan to have more, you said?
No, I said I wanted to have more kids, but now...
So after number 13, that's all?
I think I'll stop here.
How old is the oldest child?
June 22nd. He will be 26.
26. How old is the youngest?
5.
Okay.
No, the youngest is September, she'll be 2.
Okay. You know what? You are one of the very, honest, husbands that I've come across, I must admit. You said that some of them came by madame and some of them came by your fooling around.
Right.
I'm very interested in that. What does that mean when you say you fooled around?
What it means is that all the kids are not from my wife.
Okay.
As simple as that.
And you had them while you were with her?
My son and my daughter in the Columbia, no. But, some of them, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what is that thing with you and, the opposite sex, the ladies? Is it that you have too much charm that they can't resist you, or it's just you and your nature?
Oh, not that I have too much charm or my nature. But you see, you look so sharp. You know,
Oh,
the
thank you.
woman will just go after you.
No, but you're 50 plus and you look good. I must admit. I mean,
Well, but today, you know, I think.
I take the compliment.
Yeah, let's go out of Ghana.
Okay.
Okay, when we go out of Ghana, then we will pick you first. So you look very sharp.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the compliment.
So
yeah. You know, and I remember I heard you on an interview once. It was your birthday, and a radio station called you, and you were giving so much credit to your wife because you said, "Look," and you said it in tree. You said you fool around so much, yet she's still strong behind you.
Yeah.
What exactly is that thing with you fooling around? Give me the details.
Well, when I use the word fool around means I've had kids after my wife.
Okay, so relationships that led to kids.
That's what I mean by fool around.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not a pleasant thing to talk about.
Yeah.
But once I have kids, I'm proud of my kids, and therefore I'll not shy away. Because definitely you can find out. And I wouldn't want to say that this is Madame's child and this is out of wedlock, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They are all my kids.
I see.
I'm proud to have them as kids.
You know, when we watch the movies, okay, it shapes the way we think sometimes. And for a very long time, you watch movies that have similar situations where husbands have to go and declare that they have children outside of the marriage. Sometimes they have to take their wives out for dinner, go and cry, go and, you know. How have you, you know, broken the information over the years? How do you do it?
Well, I have not done that.
Okay.
She found out herself.
She found out herself.
That comes to the statement you made earlier on. That makes her a wonderful woman. You know, she knows one or two things about me that she asked in person, and that's it. She doesn't comment about it.
She never got upset? She never...
Well, she's a human being, why not? Sometimes it gets to her. You know, she complained. One day, she went to a place and they asked her, "Oh, are you the Ewe woman?" You know, and she just looked at the president. So, and did not say anything and just walked away. And she broke down, you know.
Yeah.
Those things. It's not pleasant. So I wouldn't want to bluff about it and talk as if, you know, those... They are too personal, so I try to stay away. But you are asking me, and I'm answering just because I'm a politician. If not, I will not discuss my personal, you know, relationship with you and all those things. But it's never been pleasant. If you ask me, I will tell you that I wouldn't advise anybody to go and have children or have kids elsewhere.
I see.
Okay? But if you make a mistake and do it, so be it.
I see.
You need to take care of everybody and make sure you give them equal opportunities. You know, I can share one secret with you. You know, my Ewe kids, I'm sorry to the other ones, they are very sharp. Very, very sharp. But that doesn't mean they are going to be successful than any of them.
I see.
The classroom work will not determine your success. It's the individuals, the way you perceive life, your ambition, the foresight, the dreams, and all those things. But I sit back and say that if I have not had them, you know, when you see their records, wow, you marvel. Okay?
You mean academic records?
Yes, you marvel.
Aside the academic records, do you see any of them having any special talents, doing any extracurricular stuff in school and all of that?
Yeah, all of them. The one at Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. She started playing football. A girl.
Oh, I see.
A girl, and I said, wow. All of them have extracurricular activities, especially in America, the way they train them. But there's two of them, they have special talents. The one at Southern California Institute of Architecture, a girl, she will just sit here and just draw a piece of you and you'll be surprised.
I see.
The other one, she's not an engineer, she's not an IT, a girl. Anything in the house, in terms of gadgets, she will just come and fix it for you. You buy your laptop, she'll fix it, your phone, you need this, everything. But she's just about 15 years. She's not done it, but she can just do that. So I want to encourage her. I said, look, you can be an IT girl. You know, that's how I explore their talents and help them. Some of them, these two, one is doing, they are all going to pre-med. one is going to be a dentist, one is going to be a neurosurgeon. You know, the two come in, they all want to do business. Next year, there's another two. They all want to go to business school. Because one is very good in maths, the other very good in English. So I have all kinds of combinations. I will encourage all of them to finish college. Then I'll tap their talents and then promote them wherever they want to do it all.
Let me have an idea of what the regular day is like for Kennedy Agyapong, somebody who is a father of 13, has to coordinate all of them from all over the world, irrespective of where they are, coordinating your businesses all over the world as well, you know, and moving all over the place and attending to responsibilities as a politician.
Today is 29th March. Today is one of my daughter's birthday, Yvonne. So I called about 3 hours ago to wish her, happy birthday. Of course, I've sent the money, whatever she's going to. I asked her, what are you going to do? Everybody said, well, I'm taking my sisters and my mother out to dinner. I said, okay, you received the money? Yes. My daily activities, it depends on my schedule. Sometimes I have to visit a business before I go to Parliament. Okay, so the first 2 hours, 7 to 9.
What time do you wake up?
Wake up, to be honest with you, I wake up around 4 and start thinking.
Thinking about what?
People always wonder if I'm scared of something. I am not scared of any human being and what he can do to me. But I'm scared of the unknown future.
I see.
That's where my fear is. As for today, I'm here with it. I confront it as it is. But tomorrow that I don't know is where my fear is. Therefore, I have to make sure I have invested wisely. I have enough properties. I have cash in my account to face tomorrow. Because you never know what will happen tomorrow.
And in terms of investment and the cash, you've secured yourself for, if God gives you the next, 40 years? 50 years?
But that is not enough.
Okay.
You were here this morning and you have experienced something, the way other people come to me for assistance.
Yeah.
If I should say that this house belongs to me and I'm content, then I'm being selfish. Because I'm not thinking of others. See this finger here?
Which of them?
They are not the same.
Okay, all of them.
Good. So definitely you will get people who will be on the lower level who will seek assistance from you. So all these things, I think about it.
When you wake up at dawn?
Yes. Thinking of, especially when I get panic is, last month I had quite a substantial amount in my account, but I could invest only $160,000 because of bills. Then I started panicking because I'm not used to it, that I see the money in my account and I can't invest it. This is where my fear is. So I wake up in the morning. By 6, I have headache because I think I'm not using my money properly. Then upon second thought, I said, well, not because I'm not using the money properly, but because of the situation we find ourselves in. I mean, my bills have tripled and I get panic. So every morning, 4 o'clock, I'll revisit all I did yesterday to find out what I did right and what I did not do well or what I did wrong. Then start afresh the next morning with it.
I see.
So the only time I get relief is after thinking so much, I just go on the treadmill or do exercise and I get relief. Before
How much exercise do you do every morning?
Of late, I've been lazy.
Okay.
But if I'm doing it on the treadmill, I make sure I burn 625 calories and it takes me 70 minutes.
Okay.
At 3.7 kilometers an hour.
I see.
Then I burn 625 calories. But for the past 3 months, look at me. I've bloated because I've been lazy. And sometimes, I get tired. But I'll discipline myself.
All right. I like that bit. I'm very interested in the bit about your philanthropy and all of that. I've seen some of it for myself. And honestly, at a point, I was even almost moved to tears when I saw one of the situations. We'll talk about a bit of that as well. And you're still here on Autograph on the Joy Prime channel on Multi TV. You stay right there. I'm sharing the good company of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. And of course, there's still so much to talk about. We'll be talking some more about him away from everything that we know him for regularly. We're here in his plush residence in his hometown, and we'll be talking some more about the concepts, his other concepts about business and about developing other concepts for his community back in his hometown. Stay right there. All right, this is the toughest part of the show for me because we're entering our final lap and we have to squeeze so much in here. But, well, let's try our best and see what we can get. Well, Honorable, you mentioned a whole lot of things about, what you're scared of and all of that. What's your faith?
My faith, I believe in God, but I don't believe in the so-called pastors.
So you're not Christian?
I am a Christian. Okay. Anybody who thinks there's no God, personally, I think the person is a fool.
Okay.
Any form of religion, so long as you have a superior being that you worship, I don't have a problem. But I'm a Christian. I believe in God. But with the kind of pastors and priests that you have, deceiving people, healing them, meanwhile, when they are sick, they call the doctor to come and treat them. That I don't believe. That's why I don't go to church. My church is what you saw here. I give out to ordinary people, the needy ones, instead of going to give collection and tithe for them to, use it for their lavish
But you don't have all those kinds of pastors scattered all over the place. There are churches where, where your expectations of a setup of a church can be met.
Mensa Utabo. Among the lot, I would say Mensa Utabo. I like his preaching, the way he preaches.
So you visit his church sometimes?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really, but I admire the way he preaches, His factual realities. He's always encouraging people to take their destiny into their own hands instead of relying on people. And anybody who attempts business and fail will attribute his or her failures to a witchcraft. And a pastor will tell you, your grandmother in the house, your mother in the house. No, this kind of indoctrination is hampering development in this country, honestly. So I don't go to church at all. I don't want to be indoctrinated. I have done BK, RS theology. So I know my God. I don't want you to come and tell me what to do. So I don't go. I am a pure Methodist, but for some reason I've even forgotten about them because of late they are also behaving like the spiritual churches. They don't speak the truth. So I've just stopped. I'm on my own. I pray to God.
I see.
And he says, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm there. Here, God is here. Right now, because we are more than 3. As simple as that.
You mentioned the want to travel around the world. One of the reasons why you didn't go the full scale with your education. So are you satisfied with where you've been around the world now?
So far, first, I was not. But now when I look at the people I employ, what they do, and sometimes the way they think, I say, oh, gee, I'm too smart. Because I did not finish Fordham University. I have PhDs working for me, masters, first degree, whatever. But when we sit down, some of them do not convince me that they have PhD. Okay, so I have not regretted at all.
I see.
Not at all. First I was, but now I think I'm okay. And I have to thank God for whatever, brings. And I have common sense. You see, common sense is more than dedication.
Tell me about that day when you took the final decision that, okay, I'm done with school, Fordham University, we're not going along anymore. I want to go and look for money.
Something happened. I was the best student in economics at Fordham University. So, and one guy, Attoh, was also very good in French, a Ghanaian. then one Spanish guy. So the school, the professors recommended us to some schools, companies. I was recommended to Smith Barney. Okay, it was Solomon and Solomon, now Smith Barney. Then Attoh went to AT&T, and I think rather it was a Jamaican guy. We're all blacks. And during the interview, I was in the third year. They said, oh, we'll give you $89,000 a year, and when you finish, you get around 120. Meanwhile, I had over $1 million in a Greek bank in Ghana here. So I went home and asked my wife, you mean all this school, I'm going to finish and make $120,000? Then I might as well go and use my money and double it. In fact, my wife was disappointed. She wanted me to finish because when she looked at the GPA, and the professors loved me because I was mature anyway. Not that I'm sharp, but because I was a mature student, I knew what I was about. So I concentrated, and America, if you are good, they will encourage you. So when I dropped, the dean and my economic professor, they were so disappointed. So I told my wife that, look, I will make it up for you to see. I will not let this money go waste. I will make it up. And I've done exactly that.
I see. So no regrets with education. You're fine with that. You don't want to go to church because you think that you do your good and practice some of the principles of
because I take 2 of the 10 commandments. 1, say, love thy God that created you. And the second one, if you are able to follow it, it covers the rest. That is, love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your neighbor, you will not kill him. As yourself, you not kill him. If you love your neighbor as yourself, you not go and steal. It covers the rest of the 10 commandments. So I picked 2. Love thy God that created you, and love your neighbor as yourself. And I move on with it.
Talk about yourself. We were talking about looks earlier. I like your look. I think you look good for a 50-plus, young man.
Instead of telling me to go to gym, you are just discouraging me, telling me that, look at my stomach now.
Go back to the gym then. Go back to the gym.
That's a good one. You see, I just want to, if 55, I'll look like you, then I can say it. But thank you anyway for the compliment.
Sure. But talk about looks. I realize you have some gold studs on your teeth. Is it part of the look?
No. When I was, I think, 1968, 8 years, I was knocked down by a car, and I got 2 of the teeth out.
I see.
So growing up, when I was going to fix it, the dentist, he asked me, a silver or gold, and I chose gold.
How expensive was it back then to do that?
Well, dentistry and the dentist, you pay a lot, but I've forgotten. I don't think that time it was more than $3,000. I would not want to exaggerate that, no.
I see.
But
did you do that here in Ghana or?
No, America.
I see. And did you get any comments from anybody?
And let me tell you, see this and that.
Yeah.
I have a style, and the style probably is not good for me. I've stopped. You think it's a style here. I used to use my teeth to open sardine.
I see.
And crack.
As you went along,
all this, they are all gold. Look here. Yeah, they are gold. But this, I was trying my macho style and, it cracked.
Wow.
So it's not a style that I deliberately left it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So you decided to choose gold.
Yeah, because I can use my teeth like this and open a sardine. I can use my finger and break sugar cane. I can fix it like the break the coconut.
Did you do any martial art or something?
Yeah, I was a karateist in school.
Okay. What level did you get to?
Black.
You're a black belt. I see. And you didn't continue? What happened?
No. I'm too old now. My brother, this time, if you go and brag, they'll beat you up.
Do you sometimes get physical with people who infuriate you?
I've been tamed by being a member of parliament.
Okay. So back then, you could do stuff like that?
I was quick. I think I was being deceived. I thought I was strong. I would just kick instead of talking plenty.
I see.
But this time,
So you were using your martial arts to,
I had one bad experience. Tell me
about it briefly.
I beat one of my seniors in school, and the lips, the top one,
Came off.
yeah, came off.
Wow, that's...
I gave him a flying kick because he stole some. I think that guy is called Swatson. Yes, Swatson, small boy. They stole his things, and I disciplined him for him to go and bring the things. But when I gave him the flying kick, he collapsed, and everybody ran away from the room. And he was my friend too. So I tried to help him, and he said to me, "Oh, leave me to die." And that day, he said, "I will not use my game."
He said, "Leave me to die."
Yeah. And that day, that was it.
That must have struck a lot of guilt.
I stopped karate and everything. I stopped. That was it.
I see.
Everybody ran away from the room. And when I tried to pick him up, he said I should leave him to die.
Wow.
I broke down.
Is there any... You said you broke down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a human being.
Okay. So you cry sometimes?
Oh, of course, yes.
When was the last time you cried?
At my father's funeral, when my sisters were crying, and all their whatever they were saying were full of praises, So I just wept.
Yeah.
I'm a human being. Why not? Sometimes, when I'm a human being.
The tough man breaks down.
Oh wow!
Sometimes.
You have to. Then you are not a human being. Yeah, you cannot be tough everywhere without sympathizing, without showing emotions. Then you are not a human being. I'm very, very emotional. It's only my wife who can tell you.
I see. And romantic as well?
Very romantic.
I see.
My personal life is different from my political life.
I see.
Yeah? If you don't do that, women are very powerful. If you bring down your attitude outside to the house, they will discipline you well.
I see.
They can decide not to talk to you, and you will see how you feel. So you have to be a perfect gentleman at home. Then when you're outside, and they criticize you, at least she knows that you're a gentleman, and she takes you back. But you, hey, in the house, you go out there, hey, outside. When you are running away from outside to the house, she will rather close the door for them to beat you. So,
So you're a good boy at home.
Oh, yes.
It's been great sharing your company today. You've done 50 years, the first 50 years of your life.
Yeah.
The next 10 years, what is it going to be characterized by? You've
The
projected already.
The next 10 years, I wish I could double all the properties I have. I wish in the next 10 years, I'll finish this project. And it will be a Ghana Sun City. And it's going to be a Ken City. I said, let people come in here and see the vision and how human beings can think, especially blacks. Because black people, we have a lot of our leaders are so myopic. They don't dream big, they don't think big, they don't talk big, they don't do things big. They always settle for less. I want to be one of the few politicians and a businessman to take it up there. My vision and my aim is the sky, and the sky is the limit.
And you've prepared your retirement plan already. You've prepared which room you're going to stay in your home already?
My retirement plan, my bedroom here, I will not be able to climb the steps, so I have one bedroom down here. And this office, I'm going to control all my businesses in the world from my village here. This is how I planned it. At age 65, if I'm out of politics in business, I will want to come here. The sanity, the peace and everything, and leave the rest for my children to handle. But I will remote control it from here.
I see. Briefly, before we round it up, 2016, are you going to run or you won't run?
My chiefs, elders, and my sister here, she's one of the engineers. They don't want me to go away. So I'll go one more term. And I think if I'm alive by 2020, I got to go out of politics and also enjoy life.
All the best with it, and thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to, Ken at 60 and Ken at 65. We'll pray for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Nice talking to you.
It's been great sharing your company. Kennedy Agyapong, MP, has been my guest tonight on Autograph, and this is somewhere in Ghana, in Asin Dumpim. Well, we'll be doing some more as we go along during the weeks, and expect more surprises here on Autograph. Thanks to the whole production team, and thanks to all of you out there for watching. My name is Nathaniel Attoh. I'll be back on your TV next week, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. sharp. Goodbye.